Hi, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Morning is here. Yes, we do have coffee at 3. I hope you do too. Welcome to the LA 2021 Future of Creative Talent Summit. Folks, my name is Parvesh China. You can call me Parv. It's very easy. I am your host for this morning. I am a former SAG-AFTRA LA local board member. I'm a current delegate, and I'm just an actor in LA. It's a beautiful spring day here. So I hear, who leaves the house? I haven't left yet. This is the first suit I've worn all year. Correction, the only suit I've worn all year. I need to get dry cleaned. Still does well on camera. No matter what office or bedroom or downstairs kitchen dining table you are tuning in from, I'm delighted to have you join me here and everyone this morning. Let me please start by acknowledging the County of Los Angeles for leading in the organization of today's event. This event has brought together LA's diverse web of stakeholders from the film, TV, and screen industries in one virtual space. There is no more important time than now to bring everyone together to discuss the opportunities, the challenges we face as an industry and as a community here in sunny Los Angeles. Every corner of this vibrant city relies on strong, sustainable, and most of all, inclusive and an equitable entertainment sector for all. Today's talks and panels will shine a light on those exact priorities that the county is focusing on as we turn the corner from the COVID-19 pandemic and look to the bright future of Los Angeles. Now, before I proceed, we must take a moment to recognize the over 23,600 Los Angeles County residents who succumbed to the pandemic in the last 12 months. It's a number. And to those who are still fighting the long-term effects. And of course, to the incredible, we would be nowhere without you, first responders who have been there every step of the way in Los Angeles. We salute you and recognize your service. Now, it's great to see so many friends of the industry here today. I'd like to take a moment to recognize our sponsors for today's events. You know the drill. Come on, they pay for things. They support us. We're members of them. Speaking of, Amazon Studios, SAG-AFTRA, I know that guild, the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists, Viacom CBS, Walt Disney Company, Sony Pictures Entertainment, Fox Corporation, NBC Universal, Netflix, and Southern California grant makers, and today's wonderful co-organizer, Beacon Economics. The county recognizes, I was gonna have a joke there, but I was like, nope, no jokes. I need to get hired still. The county recognizes and appreciates all the support you have brought to today's event and for your ongoing contributions to LA's entertainment industry. We are incredibly fortunate today to have the participation of the entire LA County Board of Supervisors. As Los Angeles's first ever all-female Board of Supervisors, I don't know why I got excited, but I did. It is kind of thrilling. We thank each of them for their participation today. Los Angeles County Supervisor, 1st District, Hilda Solis. Los Angeles County Supervisor, 2nd District, Holly Mitchell. Los Angeles County Supervisor, 3rd District, Sheila Kuhl. And Los Angeles County Supervisor, 4th District, Janice Hahn. And Los Angeles County Supervisor, 5th District, Catherine Barger. We thank you all for your leadership and support of Los Angeles's screen industries and look forward to hearing from each of you later today. In addition, we'd like to acknowledge Mayor Eric Garcetti and California State Senator Ben Allen for their participation in today's event. You know, this event is all about bringing together all of our stakeholders, and we appreciate having all city and state representatives joining us for today. Finally, today's event would not be possible without the incredible support, time, and creative leadership of the LA2021 Steering Committee. This group of people have been working tirelessly the last year, and it's been a tough one, to bring together this program. We thank them all for their service. Paul Audley, President of Film LA, Colleen Bell, Executive Director of the California Film Commission, Patricia Castellanos, Workforce and Economic Development Deputy for the Office of County Supervisor Kuhl, Leo Gomez, Creative and Marketing Strategy Consultant and Executive Producer, Greg Good, President of the City of Los Angeles Board of Public Works. Andra Hoffman, member of the Board of the Los Angeles Community College District Board of Trustees. Serena Kung, and Executive Director of SAG-AFTRA. Larry LeBeau, Executive Director of New Filmmakers Los Angeles. Guy Lungman, Manager of Government Affairs at Viacom CBS. Sumi Parikh, Office of Economic Development for Mayor Eric Garcetti. Mantia Robinson, Executive Director of the Getty Film School. Kristen Sakota, Director of the Los Angeles County Department of Arts and Culture. Carla Sales, Director of Public Affairs at Warner Brothers. And Kirsten Schaefer, Executive Director of Women in Film. Now, as we get underway, we hope you all enjoy today's program, which is powered by the virtual show. Check out its many features and be sure to enjoy the platform's unique network function to join some of your fellow industry members joining in. Without further ado, I know I'm trying not to talk too much. Let's go. It's a Wednesday. Yesterday was 4/20, which was just April 20th. For those who know, enjoy your coffee. Without any further ado, we're going to get started. Our first four speakers come to us via video to kick off proceedings and present some of the stories, voices, challenges, and lessons learned from this past year. Up first, Supervisor Sheila James Kuhl represents the LA County's 3rd District. As a member of the County Board of Supervisors and immediate past chair, she has led the way and worked on many great initiatives and motions to improve people's lives and reform systems in the county, including a landmark motion in 2020 supporting the growth of LA film and digital media industry. Before her service on the board, Supervisor Kuhl served 8 years in the California State Senate and 6 years in the California State Assembly. She was the first woman in California history to be named Speaker pro tempore of the Assembly, and the first openly gay or lesbian person to be elected to the California legislature. Our next speaker, Supervisor Hilda, was sworn in as LA County Supervisor of the 1st District of LA County on December 1st, 2014. He was elected to a new 4-year term in 2018. As County Supervisor, Elise's priorities included combating homelessness, building affordable housing, expanding county services to all residents, environmental justice, good paying jobs, healthcare access, criminal justice reform, improving parks and open space, and ensuring arts quality for all. Phasia Davenport is LA County's Chief Executive Officer, responsible for managing the strategic direction and day-to-day operations of the nation's largest municipal government. Phacia's county career spans more than 2 decades, and she's played a leadership role in the launch of several new organizational units within the county, including the Office of Child Protection, the Center for Strategic Partnerships, the Office of Immigrant Affairs, the Chief Sustainability Office, the Women and Girls Initiative, the Office of Youth, Diversion, and Development, with 2 new units underway: the Alternatives to Incarceration and Anti-Racism, Diversity, and Inclusion Initiatives. Finally, to hear about how LA's diverse talent pool has been impacted this last year, we will hear from my friend, the president of SAG-AFTRA, Gabrielle Carteres. Gabby became president in 2016 after serving 2 terms as executive vice president. She became a household name to us all, including me, as playing Andrea Zuckerman on Beverly Hills 90210, and recently starred in BH 90210, a revival of the iconic show. Her extensive resume includes work in television, film, and the stage, with recent credits including a recurring role on Code Black and guest starring roles on Criminal Minds, Make It or Break It, The Event, Longmire, and The Middle. In her role as SAG-AFTRA president, Gabrielle chairs the National TV Theatrical Contracts Negotiating Committee and leads the President's Task Force on Education, Outreach, and Engagement. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Supervisor Sheila Kuhl.
Good morning, and welcome to the LA2021 Future of Creative Talent Summit. I want to thank all of you for joining us today. You know, maybe the organizers asked me to be your first speaker because I'm the only former child actor on the program. Or maybe it was my role as co-author of the motion that led to this summit. Okay, those would both be very good reasons, But I think the best reason is actually because my life has been so greatly enriched by film and lately digital media. As soon as the movie theater started opening up a few weeks ago, and of course, once I was vaccinated, I went back, greatly appreciating all the social distancing and the safety measures, and greatly appreciating all the artists and crews that brought me that amazing and thoughtful entertainment. Let's face it, over the last year plus, we've been through a collective trauma. I mean, there was so much loss. But it also, I think, led people to a new understanding and appreciation of the powerful impact of the art on ways in which we see ourselves, understand our lives, connect to others, and heal. That gives multiple importance to this event, because not only do we want to help the creative industries ramp back up and get fully back to work, it's incredibly important for our human community and our collective mental health that we do so. You know, when Supervisor Ridley Thomas and I authored this motion 2 years ago, we wanted to support the growth of LA County's film and digital media industry, to create high road career pipelines for underserved communities and communities of color, particularly for young people, to support small emerging digital media enterprises, and to create an ongoing forum on film and digital media, the event that we're at today, that would provide a place to exchange innovative strategies and best practices. Then COVID happened. So today, in addition to our original focus on strengthening diversity and inclusion in the industry, we'll also focus on the impact COVID has had on the industry and how to ensure an ongoing and successful recovery. The film industry was among the hardest hit during the pandemic. The American box office had its worst year in more than 3 decades, with a drop of more than 80% in total earnings year to year. More than 60% of scripted titles were delayed or canceled. And of course, ArcLight and Pacific Theaters just announced their closing. Everybody borrowed to the hilt. In the most recent Otis report on the creative economy, Beacon Economics estimates LA County lost more than 90,000 jobs in entertainment and digital media between February and December of last year. So I deeply, deeply appreciate the work the industry did during the pandemic, working hand in hand with the Department of Public Health to develop a blueprint for reopening, even at a greatly reduced capacity, and with the health and safety of workers as well as the larger community in mind. Crises ask us to try and be our best selves, to be concerned not only with our own welfare, but the welfare of others. So I want to thank you for your partnership and your leadership during this crisis. We will continue to need it. Although we appear to be on the threshold of containing the virus, with schools and businesses reopening, we still need to be cautious and diligent. We have not yet reached herd immunity. The variants are out there, and they're more easily transmitted. We don't know how long the immunity of any of our vaccines will last. And of course, there are additional challenges for our industries. Implementing new health protocols made necessary by COVID will likely increase production costs maybe a bit over 5%. Independent productions can't get insurance to cover pandemic-related delays or cancellations, which has made access to financing really difficult. But if we've learned anything, it's that we can't let a few challenges distract us from achieving our original goal in establishing this forum. After all, there's also some progress worth noting. The other day, the LA Times reported that production in Greater LA has rebounded to about 60% of the normal activity the industry would expect this time of year. That's way up from January, when the number of permits issued were only about 20% of normal. In addition, recent studies indicate that more and more women and people of color are directing or getting lead roles in top-grossing films, and there are more and more female and Black-led TV shows. LA will absolutely retain our competitive edge in the creative industries because we will continue to embrace all of our regional diversity. That is what positions us so well to produce great creative work that appeals to the entire world. So, my deepest thanks to all of you who've made this summit possible. You've done it under very trying and unprecedented circumstances. Thanks to our county CEO staff, to Beacon Economics, to our industry steering committee, creative nonprofits, county staff, and all of our sponsors, Amazon Studios, SAG-AFTRA, Viacom CBS, Warner Brothers, Disney, Sony Pictures Entertainment, Fox Corporation, Netflix, Southern California grant makers, and the virtual show. Thank you for all of your commitment to ensuring that LA continues to lead as the true world headquarters for creative talent. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Hilda, Chair of the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors, and I want to thank the entire entertainment industry for your resiliency and innovation during these very difficult times. It is not lost on me that the pandemic has had a profound impact on this sector. So when we talk about recovery, we must consider the devastation that people who work in the creative economy have endured for the past year. I want to thank the industry leaders for their partnership with the county on developing workable restrictions so that filming can resume in Los Angeles County. And thanks to your input, the film and television industry is one of the safest sectors with the lowest incidence of COVID infections. Film and TV productions continue to be among the most dynamic and robust industries here in California and Los Angeles County. And as we continue to ramp up vaccinations and slowly reopen our economy, I'm very focused on seeing equity, diversity, and inclusion efforts grow across all industries. And I'm thrilled to see efforts such as the Academy requiring new representation and inclusion standards for Oscars eligibility in the Best Picture category. We still have a lot of work to do on this front. It is my hope that today's discussions lead to strategies we can implement within this sector which can result in better representation and a strong economic recovery for all. Thank you to the organizers of the summit, and I look forward to continuing our relationship and wish you all great success today.
Hello, I'm Fecia Davenport, Chief Executive Officer of the County of Los Angeles. Thank you for participating in today's summit on the future of film and television industry in a post-pandemic world. I think it's fair to say that even the best creative minds of Hollywood could not have fully envisioned the challenges and hardships and the sheer havoc unleashed by COVID-19 over this past year. All the lives lost and livelihoods shattered. As members of our hometown industry, most of you here today have experienced in some way COVID's profound impact on the entertainment sector. As you know better than anyone, film and TV production continues to be one of the hardest hit industries in California and here locally. Production levels are still at just 40% compared to what they were in 2019. And when you're hurting, the collateral damage moves like a string of dominoes, tipping small businesses into the red and filling the ranks of the unemployed. But you are resilient, and you found a way to keep moving forward. I want to take this opportunity to thank the industry for working with our Department of Public Health and my office to create reopening guidelines. Using science as our guide, we protected workers, saved lives, and did the right thing. By advising us on how your industry works and by consulting with us on your production planning, we deepened our partnership and ensured that productions were able to move forward safely. Importantly, we adapted to the moment. And one of the most important lessons I've learned from this crisis is how critical partnership and collaboration is. We cannot do this work alone. In fact, your compliance with the safety protocols has led to one of the lowest incidences of COVID-19 infections across all industries. There is still a lot of work ahead to get the industry back to its pre-COVID levels, but I am confident we can get there. And as we rebound, I want to call attention to something that is on the minds of everyone today, and that is the importance of creating seats at the table for everyone. It's important here at the county, and it's important in the entertainment industry too, since you are the ones who create the indelible images and stories that shape our collective narrative. I'd like to acknowledge the work you are already doing and salute the diversity and inclusion initiatives underway. I'd also like to urge you to do more, specifically to assist young people who come from disadvantaged backgrounds, those who have experienced homelessness or come through our foster care or probation systems. This industry is a tremendous economic driver and can play an outsized role in creating job pipelines for our youth. It's not just about what we see on our big and small screens that matters. Although, as a binge watcher and entertainment consumer, especially during the pandemic, I do want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for the work that you do. But it's also about the people your industry lifts up, the behind the scenes, below the line folks who keep the dream factory humming, pandemic or not. So, as we look ahead, I encourage you to adopt our vision of rebuilding better than before and making diversity and inclusiveness in full technicolor the key to our future growth and sustainability. Thank you again for your resilience and partnership.
You know, on behalf of SAG-AFTRA, it's my pleasure to be here today to support the LA2021 Future of Creative Talent Summit. We rarely get a chance to come together as a community to actually discuss the concerns and challenges that face us all as members of Los Angeles' entertainment industry, no matter our role. That's why I'm incredibly proud that SAG-AFTRA can actually lend its voice to today's discussions. Our membership includes media professionals ranging from actors to journalists to stunt performers, voiceover artists to puppeteers, many of whom live right here and work here. So I want to thank the County of Los Angeles and Supervisor Sheila Kuhl in particular for their leadership in ensuring that Los Angeles remains a place where America's creative talent can flourish. You know, with production starting to ramp up again, the stakeholders convening here today have the exciting opportunity to ensure the creativity that's possible here not only perseveres, but comes back even stronger with more inclusivity. Los Angeles' diversity has always been one of its strengths, and the dedicated discussion here today on how we can do more to recognize and utilize it is a step in the right direction, one that is incredibly important to SAG-AFTRA as our membership continues to lead the call for reforms. Los Angeles County has the opportunity to ensure that every part of our industry adheres to this principle of equality, and I cannot wait to see how today's discussion helps move us forward in that direction. So thank you. Thank you to the County of Los Angeles and Beacon Economics for hosting this very important event. We at SAG-AFTRA are very glad to be able to be a part of it and be a sponsor. Thank you.
What wonderful remarks. Now, folks, I apologize. I did forget to thank one of our sponsors, Warner Brothers. Thank you, Warner Brothers, Warner Media, the parent home of Stage 13 Networks, Family Style, starring, okay, enough. Let's keep going. Friends, our next speaker actually joins us live. LA's newest county supervisor, the wonderful Holly Mitchell, represents Los Angeles' 2nd District. Throughout her career in public service, Supervisor Mitchell has always worked with the understanding that creating a California where all residents can thrive means investing in the communities, small businesses, families, and children of LA County. Having authored and passed over 90 laws in the California legislature, Supervisor Mitchell brings an extensive public policy record to the Board of Supervisors. Many of her bills have been at the forefront of expanding healthcare access, addressing systemic racism, which is one of the issues we will be definitely discussing today, and championing criminal justice reform. Ladies and gentlemen, Supervisor Holly Mitchell.
Good morning, and thank you so much for this opportunity. You acknowledged that I would be coming to you live, and to prove that I'm live, I think the Amazon delivery man is probably going to ring my doorbell in about 20 seconds, so I'm going to ignore it, and you all should too. But good morning. I really want to express my deep gratitude to the creative arts industry for your partnership with the county in this important discussion. I want to thank Beacon Economics and our county CEO for organizing this summit. I know organizing summits are hard. I know it was supposed to be last year live, and you had to transition to this two-summit online platform, but congratulations, and I know it's going to go really well. I know you've heard from a lot of elected talking heads today, including all of my colleagues in the Board of Supervisors. Shout out to all of them. But I just really want to touch on two things. You are going to have a panel and a conversation on diversity and inclusion later on. And I think that's a critical element as we talk about the collective, how we rebuild LA County's economy. But more importantly, when I think about the creative arts industry, I'm reminded of the fact that I had the privilege of carrying SB 951 when I was in the state legislature. It was the third iteration of the film tax credit bill. But what was unique about SB 951 and our budget strategy that was its companion was in SB 951, for the first time, using the film tax vehicle, we talked about diversity and inclusion and really challenged the industry to make sure that all the behind the camera professional opportunities were really open to all. Why is that important? Well, it's important to your bottom line as companies. Research shows that diversity only brings an element of success to whatever sector you're in. But secondly, it's really about everyone being able to see themselves in every sector. I carried another bill when I was in the legislature, the Crown Act, that talked about being able to wear your natural hair in the workplace. And yesterday morning, I had the opportunity to be on a panel of creatives, advertising execs, and television and TV execs from around the world, Brazil, South Africa, France, and the UK. And they talked about the importance of that bill, how it's allowed them to organize, but they talked about the importance of representation and people being able to see themselves depicted in the media in every platform. So that's why the work you're doing in this summit, in my humble opinion, is really important in terms of empowering LA County's economy, as well as creating opportunities for every Angelino to see themselves in your sector. Because I have to say, my community is one of the most creative in the 2nd Supervisorial District. And so I want to make sure that my constituents, as well as every county resident, has the opportunity to grow professionally in your sector. 40 plus years ago, my brother was a high school grad, and through a job training program and a collaboration like what you're talking about today, was able to get a job at Universal as an editor-in-chief, where he spent his entire career. So I have seen up close and personal an example when government, nonprofit, and the creative arts sectors come together and identify talent where you might not necessarily assume it would be, and have an opportunity to improve your bottom line and create lifetime careers for others. So congratulations on today's convening. I think your afternoon panel on inclusion and diversity will be compelling and really help cement kind of what I've talked about in terms of why it's important that we have these partnerships and create space and opportunity for everyone to be at your table. Thanks for including me, and have a great day.
Thank you again.
The Virtual Show, the only one-stop shop event virtualization platform bringing together hundreds of thousands of people by virtualizing human interactions. Fully customizable lobbies, conference halls, exhibitions, networking lounges with one-to-one, one-to-many meetings, group workshops, resources, help desks, and so much more, such as unparalleled content production like no other in the world. The Virtual Show. Transform your virtual experience today.
Hi, folks. Sorry about earlier. I jumped the gun. I just wanted to talk to Supervisor Mitchell. Now we're back on track. Let me go back to the script. We now jump into our first panel of the day, the impact of COVID-19 on Los Angeles's entertainment industry. Now, with this lineup of high caliber speakers, we could be here for days talking about this topic. Each of these folks have their own unique stories and experiences with enduring the impacts of the pandemic over the last year. Today, we're bringing 5 people together representing different perspectives and lessons learned. Moderating the panel will be Adam Fowler, Director of Research at Beacon Economics. Adam leads the firm's Sustainable Growth and Development Practice area and its housing, land use, and real estate advisory. His projects focus on economic and workforce development strategies, environmental economics, and domestic energy, housing, and population trends, the creative economy and its workforce, public opinion and attitudes, public policy analysis, and regional economics. He co-authored a high-profile analysis of the film and digital media industry in LA for the Los Angeles County Economic Development Division in 2019, highlighting technological disruption and the competitive value of diversity. Other recent creative economy projects include overseeing the Otis Report on the Creative Economy 2021 for the Otis College of Art and Design. Joining Adam are an esteemed lineup of panelists. We have California State Senator Ben Allen. Ben was elected in 2014, re-elected in 2018 to represent the 26th Senate District covering the West Side, Hollywood, and coastal South Bay communities of LA County. He chairs the Senate's Environmental Quality Committee and co-chairs the legislature's Environmental Caucus, as well as chairing the Legislative Jewish Caucus, the legislature's Joint Committee on the Arts, and the Senate Select Committee on Aerospace and Defense. An advocate for the Golden State's continued leadership in arts and entertainment, Ben is a member of the California Film Commission. He authored the law that reinstated teacher credentials for theater and dance educators, and he continues to fight for expanded access to arts in schools and underserved communities. Duncan Crabtree Ireland is Chief Operating Officer and General Counsel for SAG-AFTRA. Duncan oversees the legal aspects of collective bargaining and contract enforcement for all SAG-AFTRA collective bargaining agreements. He also oversees SAG-AFTRA's legal government affairs, professional representatives, governance, diversity, and information technology departments, as well as the union's international affairs. And he is part of my brain trust, who I always bother and email. Duncan, is this right? Is this legal? So for that, Duncan, I apologize. I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of emails for you after today's panel. Montea Robinson hails from New York City, and currently she is proud to serve as the Managing Director of Ghetto Film School, LA, actively carrying out the organization's mission to educate, celebrate, and develop the next generation of great American storytellers. Additionally, Montea is a member of the Cali Foundation Advisory Council, developed to foster new skills for emerging leaders and to creatively generate ideas to fund worthy causes and people. Finally, Michael Miller has served as a member of IATSE's executive board since July 2004 and serves as a labor trustee for the IATSE National Benefit Funds and as a labor director for the Motion Picture Industry Pension and Health Plans. He also serves as vice president of the California Labor Federation and as vice chair of the California Film Commission. Additionally, he serves on the boards of various not-for-profit organizations such as Workplace Hollywood, Motion and Picture Television Fund, and Film LA. Now, I will hand over the discussion to Adam to get this panel kicked off.